Hi guys, hope you all are doing fine. So today I am going to discuss about my Goa Institute of Management interview experience. So the very first question was tell me about yourself and I did that. Post that TMAY I was being asked on my work experience. The question was what's your learning from both the work organization. So as I was mentioning about my experience, what I've gained there, they interrupted me in between. There were two panelists, so one female and one male. So the female panelist interrupted in between and asked, what was your role as a brand manager there, like what you did on day-to-day basis. So I mentioned what my day-to-day work looked like. And in my answer, as I was mentioning, I mentioned about budgeting, the data analysis, or the influencer marketing, or something like that. So as I mentioned about the data analysis, the female interviewer again interrupted and asked how you analyze the data. So I mentioned that we were not having so much of softwares and all. We were doing it very basic and very less amount of data were there. As the digital department of the company was very new, just 1 year old. So I explained that we used to do all the things on the Excel only, and there also very limited amount of analysis were there. So she asked me what different Excel tools you use there. So I explained all that, and post that question I was being asked what's the difference between marketing and sales. So that was also a very basic question, so I answered that and she was okay, and no follow-up question on that. And again the marketing part was over here, and the question was now on probability. So she asked me how is your mathematics. So I told them that I'm not that much good in mathematics, as I have studied the maths till 10th only, and I am a biology background student. So she asked me, can I please just give one question on mathematics. So क्या बोलती मैंने बोला sure, I'll try to answer. So she asked me a very basic question, but I was not being able to answer there. It was on probability. So the heads and tails wala question ki you have three coins, and what's the probability that one head will come if I toss the three coins together. So I was not being able to answer. That was very bad of me that I couldn't answer that, but yeah. So they did not grilled on that and did not questioned again on probability or mathematics or statistics. So that part was over. Then the female interviewer again asked me, tell me something about your extracurricular. So I asked ki should I mention about right now what I'm doing, or what in the college can I mention. So she told me anything you can mention. So I told them about my graduation, what I did in my various extracurricular, and I mentioned about what I am doing right now also. So the female interviewer, the female interviewer part was over there. The male interviewer now questioned me, what's difference between brand image and brand identity. So that also I have prepared. So I answered ki one is from the brand side and one is from the consumer side. The consumer perception and the brand, how identity is how brand wants to show or the position the brand in the eyes of the consumer. So these kind of thing I explained them, and he was pretty okay with that. So next question was again on marketing side only, ki, from the male interviewer, how will you judge the effectiveness of a campaign. So I told them ki it depends what's the goal of the campaign, if it's a sale campaign or the awareness campaign, things like that. So I explained both dono ke case mein ki in one we have to see the CAC, the CTR, etc. In the awareness one we have to see the reach, impressions, or NPS and all. So he was okay with that, but again follow-up question on that came, what's the full form of CTR. I explained the formula and the full form of the CTR. So he again asked me what's the bounce rate. So I explained what's the bounce rate is, and he asked me again the follow-up question on that, ki what's important in the bounce rate, the people who come to buy on the website or people who don't. So that was another question, and I answered that. And post that the male interviewer again asked me what will be the course of action to minimize the bounce rate. So I explained why bounce rate happens and what different things are there, the touch points that we can improve in the website and all. So I explained pretty well. And this was it. This was the major interview part. But one question was left, and this main question I was most feared about. And this was, your first preference is PGDM and a second preference is healthcare management. So why two different choices? So I explained them ki my background is from biology and my first dream was into healthcare only, and something like that, and explained that to them. And they were fine with the answer and no cross questioning were there after that. And just that, it was my interview experience, and hope you find it helpful, and thank you for watching.